Why, hello there, fellow survivors. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus, Volcanic, Prometheus. Episode 14, Investing in the Tier 3 Technology. So we still have one or two more runs to make to grab the stuff from the other base, but I think it's reasonable now. To decide on the next task. So, the offender quest I could manage as it is now, I would say, and we've also got the... Oh, I still need to do the simple mission that I undertook, the base scan. So, what to do next? I could do the base scan mission, work on making a foundry and other, or not foundry, forge and other tier 3 tech, or other viewer suggestions. If there's anything that you think I've overlooked. Those are the two obvious paths in my eyes. Oh, don't do this to me. Okay, does the wall need to be halfway down? Maybe here? Fine, I'll just grab a wall and... Well, maybe not while it's storming. I'll make a spare wall. I don't want to open up my base and lose stuff because of storm damage. Oh, what the heck? Come on now. Real? Game, why? It's... Oh my goodness. Alright, how about here and here? No? No? Still no? Still no. Woohoo! 25! I had mentioned wanting thermos, I think? I don't know if there was anything else other than thermos, but it's fun to level up when I did nothing. Absolutely nothing to deserve it. And let's increase damage with the rifles. One of the other ways to potentially set this up is to build a floor between it and then to remove the floor. Because that's basically how this is built over here. Right? There's like a floor's gap worth. So I'll just build another floor. Or, you know, it's not storming. I'll just steal one. Oh, but you can't have a halfway up, can you? Nope. So, that's not gonna work either. Well, I'm glad, I shouldn't quit my day job. Being an architect just seems not to be for me. Oh, but this is distanced too far apart, but I can fix that. I don't know why magically it, like, bound to the spot after all that struggle. But hey, you know, a win's a win. Come on. No, rotate. Rotate. Yes. This kind of reminds me of, like, the ridiculous constructions that I would come up with playing Rust to prevent players from being able to like break into homes way back in the day. And wow, you guys are tied. So if you want to be a tiebreaker, go for it. And while you tiebreak, I will move the last amount of junk. Hey, bacon might be back on the menu. Are guns hard because of materials? So, no, not really. Guns, I would say, aren't hard. It's just, like, the amount of resources needed to go into gunpowder might be a bit of a barrier. So, if you're trying to do a lot of combat, like if you're going to run around with an assault rifle firing off a lot of bullets, that's where you're going to run into some problems. So for me, charcoal that goes into gunpowder is not really cheap to come by. If I lived in a forest and I was burning wood for heat sources and to smelt and stuff, I would end up with stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of charcoal. For this run, I basically have none. I could turn rotten meat into charcoal, sorta. But like, that would be... That's like kind of all I can do. So the real bottleneck is like how my charcoal income. And once I have a base full of palm trees or coconut trees growing wood and I can burn the wood for charcoal, then it becomes far less of an issue. Okay, I don't care where I put this. I just need a... bricks should be in here anyway. My boars have been massacring their own, huh? It's funny to look around and have so many, like, boar carcasses from them just slaughtering. That's actually one of the other benefits of basing where I based here, is there's a lot more foot traffic for the boars to fight, whereas in this nested corner, there's just, like, less action. So now that I have tamed pets, additional action is kind of a benefit. Oh man. Half the coal. It won't despawn by the time I get back there, it's fine. With a farm, just use the fertilizer recipe to make gunpowder. Might be an approach once I really want to get into firearms, yeah. We're almost moved out. And we have this bright sunny day to enjoy our moving time. With a lovely ambient temperature of 47 Celsius. God, this planet sucks. Alright, I think that's it. There's obviously untapped resources in this cave still, so this cave has value besides its, you know, being a temporary shelter, but, sweet. We're not homeless. You guys hungry? Oh, yeah. Another benefit of being on stilts is if you don't want the plumbing visible, you can hide it pretty easily doing the plumbing underneath. Which is nice, I think. Depends on your tolerance for poor aesthetics. Alright, let's try to put things where they belong. Or as well as we can. So things aren't too messy. And then it looks like we're going to work on other tier 3 tech. So still working on the moving, but nearly done. So for now, I'm going to put my sledgehammer just in the brick making. Because I don't really need it for everyday carry. A lot of the tier 3 tech still requires more concrete, so having the silica and tree sap available with the concrete makes a whole lot of sense. I don't want to use it up. I think I am going to make the decision to turn over to gamey meat soon. Because I'm nearly out of T-bones, unless I start to actively hunt again. And then my old tools I can put away. I don't know why. I mean, I guess if I have to run somewhere dangerous, it's nice to have, like, old weapons and tools that I can use in a pinch. Still don't have a door. I guess it depends on what you consider moved in is. Bit up to interpretation. That is a lot of bone smashing. And I also have to get used to, like, where everything is now. So how are we doing here? Almost done and almost done. Cool. Don't forget the roof I removed? Oh, good call. Yeah, I totally had. And that would have, like, destroyed my bed and removed my spawn or something stupid. So, thanks for the reminder. So the other tech. So, of tier 3, I don't have a forge yet. So, getting a forge is going to be the obvious next, which will phase out the anvil for the most part. And that's stone and steel. I have the stone, I think. Yeah, I definitely have the stone. And I just need to make a little bit of steel, unless I have it somewhere. Because I haven't fully organized the loot here yet. It's a bit of a mess. Just checking for any missing... Oh yeah, there's some steel in the glass making that I'll snipe from. Alright, there's the forge. I don't really have a good spot for it. But I can always move things around. This stuff makes the platinum tier. So now I can actually get to platinum stuff if I want. And I think maybe I'm going to try to move the textiles in here and move the carpentry. Because I'm going to use the carpentry bench, like, a few times ever. So it's one of those, like, nice to haves, but I don't need it convenient. Come on. Perfect. The ideal working space. Cramped and horrid. Yes. By design. Alright. For now, I'll keep the hides and leathers in there. There we go. A bit like Jenga. It's really awful. At least I can admit that, right? I think if I wasn't streaming, I would, like, take the time to figure out it to be nicer, but I'm way more, like, just keep the flow moving when I stream. Alright, let's move the forge all the way to the wall and move this anvil. I want to keep the anvil because if I ever lose my sledgehammer, I can't remake it without remaking the anvil. It's like a weird loophole. But for now, because I don't have a good spot for this, I'm just going to shove it in the corner there. It's fine. Yeah, Tetris base. And once I fill out all the space up, my base deletes, right? That's how Tetris works. Come on, be green. Ta-da! Triumphant. And I can nudge things around now to fit better. So I can, like, move that stuff towards it. Yeah, it's actually kind of fine. I don't need to really move things. Alright, so now that we have the forge, that gives us the ability to produce platinum tools. All the stuff in this row, including recurve bow. If we want a recurve bow, I will need to... Actually, the obsidian pick, I think, can smelt platinum, right? I'm, like, digging through my memory, because... yeah. So I think that's fine. So some of the other tech that I want to get is the biofuel composter, because biofuel is a very nice portable fuel power source when you get a biofuel generator later on. And then it also leads to the water pipe tool. So let's get the composter next. Concrete. So that's 9 of 12, and I ran out of tree sap for it. There it is. Just had enough materials for it. Feel like they know something. Like they're set to wander, but the fact that they're all like on top of one another is just so strange. Oh, what the hell? Get out of here. Trees are ready. At this point, I probably have enough fiber. I'm going to prioritize trees for everything. For all the planters. Again, you don't technically need to move that. Trees can clip through ceilings. It don't matter. I just prefer it not laid out stupid. Because, yeah, I have plenty of fiber in case I need extra medicine. Good. So the biocomposter I can make now. And then I have something to actually do with my food rot. So the biocomposter is another one that you can go outside. And I might as well just compost outside. Because inside it's kind of full. And we're going to do food rot and sap. Spoiled meat sap for biofuel. Because I just have a lot of spoiled meat. I've got stacks and stacks and stacks of it. And sap is a little expensive to source, but it's still affordable. There we go. We're making biofuel. I don't think I'm going to invest in the biofuel production stuff. So next up is to probably get a water tool. So current priority is make a water pipe tool, which means I need to get platinum for the first time. So the water pipe tool is gold wire, copper wire, 50 of each, no problem. And then platinum sheaths, which is platinum ingots smelted. I think the cave I lived at had platinum though, so I'll just. Oh, I don't need this on me. Let's get a few more thatch ramps so that I can move around, throw them in, and then go resource some platinum. If I was twigs. Oh god. Did I sap all my twigs? I probably did. No, Really? Maybe I did. Yeah, I must have. I don't see twigs anywhere. Okay. And this is why I have wood breakdown. Because you don't really get a lot of fiber off the fiber plants. Sorry, you don't get a lot of sticks off the fiber plants, so... You know, being able to create sticks is, pretty handy. So here's what happens when there's an animal underneath. As a demonstration. It will attack the pillars. Well, it tried. And if these guys are following me, they're not likely to teleport inside my base. They'll just be underneath, hanging out. So it's a really good way to have your base, like, protected by your animal onslaught without getting crowded or whatever. So I just like the stilt design for that matter, and as long as if you have redundant pillars, which I will eventually incorporate, you won't collapse everything. It's not that much of a threat of like, oh no, you know, one pillar went and the whole thing flattened. Like that really is not going to happen very often. I think from here on out, all of my regular meat, I don't have a composter yet, so I'll just throw it into the biofuel tank. Oh, look, they killed a stone jaw. Just at some point. Nice. Good job, guys. Love it. The stone jaws, like, no matter how strong I get, I hate fighting, because they can really... Some of the enemies can just rip you up. Stack dots, and even when you win, even if you can dominate them, they still... It takes its toll. Especially on fiber, and wood, and bone, and leather. To make sutures, and splints, and the like. So we're in here for our first income of platinum. And because of the obsidian pick I got from the operation I ran, I'm able to harvest it. Because if I had the iron one, obviously I can't. And then the other huge advantage of the obsidian is platinum smelts stupidly slow. So if I can instantly smelt it per hit, like that's a huge boon. Right? Because I got one instant ingot. The other thing I really ought to do is to get, attachment bench up. So I'll get the water tool and attachment bench. So I can start to do gear improvements. Alright, we got a water pipe tool. Now, the water pipe tool on its own is kind of worthless. I don't have a water pump yet. I could have a biofuel water pump where I pump water with biofuel, and that would allow me to irrigate my farm, but without the ability to purify it in some way, it's still potentially a threat to me, right? And then I also have the biofuel bio cleaner that I could make in order to process the miasmic resources. Like, there's a whole bunch of biofuel tech that you can grab. The thing is, if I'm already 25 out of 30, investing in a more biotech, like a biofuel water purifier, only to then almost immediately have it phased out once I am level 30, I generally err on the side of not bothering with that stuff. With that said, ammo casings for rifle rounds sounds pretty good to me. But the rifle I really want to use is like here, so I'll probably patiently wait for the good one. But at least that's a blueprint I can grab. So the last one I wanted to get before moving on is probably the Alteration bench. Again, the advanced Alteration bench does everything the normal one does, but better. But I think it's worth getting the lower tier, because you can add blessings, for lack of a better term, on your tools to get higher yields. You can add blessings on your armor for better whatever you want. It's such a versatile tool, and it really... it pays for itself easily. So, rope and nails. Do I even have copper? If I had copper, where would it be? That's the better question. I don't think I might have ran out of copper. The cave near me has plenty of it, so... I have 2 copper here, but I need 4 copper for the nails. So yeah, I'm out of copper. I could also hunt stone jaws, because stone jaws drop copper. I was smelting some. So let's, I'm gonna smelt copper next. I moved it into the front of the queue. And we'll get the 2 copper we need for the last 2 ingots. Oh, this doesn't have any fuel. Dope. Potbelly stove. Yoink. So the Alteration bench is basically the last one that I really need from this tier. And then it's just like the push to 30. Where to put this is, maybe I'll just prominently put it in the middle of the room. I could put it here. The fireplace I can move. Or the bed. I had only slapped this down as a temporary measure, so I'll get that somewhere nicer. You know what? I could even have this, as long as it's not too close to the, yeah, it's not too close to the door that it will decay. That works. Okie dokie. So, for the attachments we can make, pickaxe would be for gold, copper, platinum, and titanium. The other things to consider is spear attachments for like damage or melee attack speed. We also got armor, so to be able to see chance to resist poison, water consumption, resist storms, or health regen in caves, and chance to resist cave sickness. For armor, we've got fall damage, which I generally prefer, and then suit pockets. At the higher tier 1 gives plating. So if you take a look at the tech tier for the Alteration bench, for the higher tier 1, here, is that for, yeah, armor. The armor one has the plating attachments, which is, in my opinion, choice. The plating can go on your chest for health and physical resist. So I would say right now I want to work on getting attachments unless you vote against it. So what to work on next? Gear attachments or gear alteration. Scanning the UDA or this Cinetile base, whatever base that was, scanning the base, or taming a buffalo. You guys can choose. Okay, let's do some gear alteration. So for reference, the advanced alterations is like the basic alterations and improved. So what I want to do first, some of the ones that are most important to me is the plating, I think, for my like design, which is iron, steel screws, epoxy, and platinum. So given that it is platinum requiring, the first thing I could do is to work on a platinum attachment for my pick, so my pick gets higher platinum yield, and then maybe do up to get a platinum pick itself. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Oh, ember sparkles. So let's get a platinum attachment and then farm up some platinum for more stuff. So that's 4 steel and iron nails. I have exactly 4 steel and enough iron nails for 1. So it's like bare minimum. Great. Perfect. Just managed it. So platinum attachment going on the obsidian pickaxe. Did I have obsidian? I do. Alright, let's melt down this obsidian so I can actually repair my obsidian pickaxe too. Oh wait, that's not how to do that. Over in here. Because the shaped obsidian will allow me to repair my pickaxe at a anvil bench, forge, foundry, etc. Because I don't want to enchant it only for it to like immediately break. Kind of pointless. So now that we have the platinum attachment, stick in the pick and put platinum smith on it so that it gets higher platinum yields. And then once I have the platinum, maybe even consider getting a platinum pick, but maybe not, because it is actually really convenient to have the obsidian pick insta smelt platinum, because platinum takes so long in the forge to smelt. So I can see it go both ways. Maybe I'll have you guys decide. But either way, let's get some gear attachments going, which will be real nice. So here we go. I have some platinum. My water's a little low. It's lovely out. Raining fire and 56 Celsius. What a lovely environment. How homey. I'm gonna leave alone the titanium until I have titanium blessings. I'm gonna call them blessings for lack of a better term. Titanium gear buffs, or I don't know, this is just whatever. Blessings work. Because I want to get as high yield as I can, There is not a bonus for aluminum, however. So I might as well get this stuff. One could make the argument of, like, waiting until I have a better tool, but, like, this tool's good enough. Oh, shoot, I'm stuck. Why am I not adding plating pants at the extra stomach spot? Because the stomach spot requires composites. I'm at tier 3, so I can't add tier 4 blessings. I'm not there yet. You're getting ahead of it. What they're referencing is there's a attachment to put on a chest piece that allows you to have an extra stomach slot for more food. There's an alternative path to get that, which is at the bottom of the cooking tree down here. Gives an extra stomach food buff, which that's a huge investment. So generally people just do the attachment on their chest for it. That's a far cheaper path. Oh, come on. Did it mine fully out? I hope so. You obviously get like a yield bonus when you fully mine it, but I hate when it's like embedded in the terrain and you just can't get it. And it's like, oh, sorry. You did your due diligence, but screw you. You don't actually get the bonus. Okay, very careful. Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. Okay. More thatch, more thatch. Don't be flammable. Just think wet thoughts. Yep. That out of context, that's a little weird, but whatever. Attach. Up. I do not want to fall in lava. I am not wearing obsidian armor. I would get ouchied real bad. Be very careful how I break this down. I don't want to end up like Anakin. Copper I can ignore for now. I was really only here for the platinum. That's plat. That's plat. Okay, I'll get that plat. And maybe the aluminum too. Because I don't want to get the copper until I have copper attachment on a pick. I don't want to get the gold until I have the gold attachment. So the four that you have is titanium, copper, gold, and platinum that you can add for higher yields. So I always make sure to have that. In the volcano biome, it might be a little bit less of a need, because it's not likely that I'm going to run out, because the volcano biome, especially the cave that goes to the grassy lands, has so much metal in it that there's probably always going to be something to mine, even if I don't prototype thump. But, you know, better safe than sorry, I guess. Yes! Insta-ingot me, please! Okay, let's try for that plat. Nope. If you hit the end key, it, like, resets the bind spot. Just trying to, like, build where I last built. Come on. Come on. That'll work. I do remember that there was that, like, one iron that was impossible to reach without the ramps I didn't have before that we could circle back for, which was in the center of the ceiling, in the middle. There? Yeah. And this might be all the carry way to have. But pretty decent mining run. A lot of metals I never had before in much higher quantities than I haven't had. Oh, that... No, that's gold. Was this the iron spot? Maybe it was. So what we have left in here is like titanium and gold, I guess. And copper. But just about everything else I've mined out. And the titanium, gold, and copper requires its own attachments. Which, like, maybe we get picks for at some point. But I'm not making that decision right now. Ooh, it got dark. Oh, you are... Well, it's nighttime, so that's not a good judge. But there we go. Hydration 3 out of 4 for 5%. And I guess I'll feed you guys the last of my T-bones and switch over to gamey meat. Oh, you're bleeding. Let's fix that. So if you're wondering about the bleeds, it stops, like, it basically stops health regeneration. Not a big deal. It's way worse for the player, because, like, the player is typically constantly wounded, whereas, like, pets don't get wounded that often, and they can also insta-heal full, or not full, insta-heal 30% on kill, which means wounds for them is a lot less serious than wounds for me, because it's not like I have leech life. But, oh, that should not have been on. But all the same, you know, it's good to patch them up. Alright, now for the brutal wait for platinum smelting, because it really does not smelt fast. The bar's moving, guys. That's how slow it is. And we got some iron and aluminum. The iron I should probably just turn into steel. Shouldn't, because I'm going to need steel more than iron at this point. I'm going to guess. And then the aluminum is going to be useful if I want to make the recurve bow. Now, I'm not spec'ing a bows as a general rule, but it's not to say that I can't just craft myself a recurve. And the recurve will have more durability. It's just not really high up on my list because I'm mostly melee for the challenge. Thank you for tuning in to Icarus, Volcanic, Prometheus, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow prospectors.